Are you tired of feeling sluggish and low energy? Men over 30 are in a decline of testosterone. Mine, I just tested it, it's at 1100. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I got mine to over 1100 naturally and how I lost 30 pounds of body fat at 40 years old. So here's some background. I've been lifting weights since I was 16. I've been a personal trainer for over 20 years. I've helped a lot of people transform, but this was the first time that I actually tested my blood, so I was really curious to see the results. Now, if you look at this old video, would you assume that I had high testosterone? Probably not, because I was soft, I was overweight, and I had very low energy, and I did not feel good about myself. And my confidence was down. I was even pretty depressed, to be honest. Right before I turned 40 years old, I decided I was tired of being depressed and not feeling like I had purpose, because I'd moved out to LA from Nashville, Tennessee, and had a successful training career, training people like Andre 3000 and the royal family from Saudi Arabia. But I wanted to come back home, leave La La Land, come back to reality. So I moved back to Nashville, and honestly, going from the LA trainer to being just back home, having a successful career in LA and kind of making it out there and then coming back home, I felt really out of place, and it was hard to get my feet back under me. It was hard to find purpose again. So my homie, Ryan, got me to do jujitsu. So I started doing jujitsu 3 days a week. Then I hired a top level coach who asked me to get my blood levels tested for testosterone and everything else, but I just didn't do it. But through that process of working with a coach, I lost over 30 pounds at 40 years old. By losing all that weight, I could tell my energy was through the roof. And it wasn't just from losing the weight, I also had a purpose and a mission, and I had drive. I had dopamine flowing through my brain every single morning when I woke up because I was so purpose driven. I felt amazing. Then, once I got into great shape, I got married, and her house got blown down by a tornado. And then we had to move. And then my stepmom, who, partially raised me, she passed away. And then all these things just kept happening. This happened all within about 6 months. I got shot at 12 months before that. All these crazy things had happened. So the point is, I peaked and I came back down and I gained 20 pounds. So when I got my blood test done, I was at 220 pounds. My lightest was at 205. So I was kind of fat and overweight and depressed. Then I got in really, really good shape and feeling amazing about my life. I'd never felt so motivated in my life. And then when I got my blood test done was actually post all that after I had gained 20 pounds back. Now I was still working out, still going to jujitsu about once or twice a week, but I wasn't in the best shape like I was 6 months ago. So these testosterone levels might even be lower than what they were 6 months prior. So how did I raise my testosterone? Working with a coach, I was eating 6 meals per day, 300 grams of protein. I was training with weights 5 days per week. The intensity in the gym will definitely increase testosterone, squats, deadlifts, and just generally being strong as you can possibly be. Nutrition is extremely important, specifically fat. If you're not having enough fat in your diet, saturated fat is the precursor for testosterone. If you're not eating enough fat and training hard, you're not gonna be able to optimize your testosterone levels. So we've got training, we've got nutrition, and then sleep is another one. So if you're not getting enough sleep, it's gonna be hard to optimize your testosterone. There's some studies that say that like one night of 5 hours of sleep can reduce your testosterone by 15% or something like this. So it's important to get your sleep. I do take a natural test booster that you can get off Amazon. I'll drop the link below. It's got things like Tangadali and boron. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I'm not sure how much it has increased my testosterone because I didn't test before, but I know that something like 200 points is not abnormal. And stress kills testosterone levels. But I've been pretty stressed because of all the life-changing events in the past 6 months. So mine probably still aren't optimized. I could be less stressed. I could be getting better sleep. And my body fat could be a little bit lower. I'm at like 15% right now. So considering all these factors, mine is still not as high as it could be at 41 years old. If you want to optimize your testosterone, you need to be on a training plan that has progressive overload, that is planned out and consistent. You need to be on a nutrition plan. Your sleep needs to be optimized. And then I would also supplement with some natural test boosters If you don't know where your blood levels are, I went through Vitality, and I've actually partnered with them in order to help other people as part of my coaching program. They offer 2 programs. I just got the basic program, then they have an advanced program for athletes. If you're interested in those, there's a 10% off coupon. I will use that below, but check out their website and look at all the markers that they use. They use a lot of testing to show where you're at. Then they give you a supplementation plan to follow. They give you a nutrition plan, and they give you recommendations for health. So things that were high on mine were like cholesterol, LDL, a couple of other factors that I'm working on that I'm going to fix through my nutrition and training. So your testosterone levels are about 50% genetic, but that leaves the other 50% up to you. So are you training good? Are you eating well? And are you supplementing? Things like zinc, magnesium, boron can increase your free test, because my free test wasn't that high. So try to cover all your bases and do everything you possibly can naturally before you jump on, because TRT is so popular right now. I just think people can optimize their hormones naturally, and those are the tools that you have to optimize it naturally. But first, if I were to do it again, I would go to Vitality. I would have my base levels tested before I did my transformation, and then after transformation. If you need help making a transformation, I've got a special offer for you below. Click the link. It's the free blueprint on how I lost 30 pounds at 40 years old and how you can do it as well. It's got my diet, my training program, everything in there. And if you're interested in checking that out, it's free. Just click the link below. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.